How you doing, folks? This is Tamil Aker with Aker Home Inspections. Coming to you guys today, I'm going to talk a little bit about hot water heaters, specifically around the life cycle or the lifespan of a hot water heater. First of all, I tell folks when you're shopping for a hot water heater, you should always do your research on the brands and things like that, so you kind of know what historically how that brand has performed. I'm not here to advocate for any specific brand name, or I'm just going to speak of what I typically see when I'm in the field. So some of the most popular brands are Rheem, I'll find GEs, Whirlpools, and then Bradford and White, and there's like A.O. Smith, and then Rinnai. So with that said, what I want to talk a little bit about today is just the longevity of the unit. So I'm going to turn this camera around. This particular one is a Rheem, and based on the data plate, it says that it was manufactured in, looks like August of 2008. So one of the things when I come in to do a home inspection, I always document the manufacturer's model number and when it was made, because that's going to tell me a little bit about how much life that it may have left. Most water heaters, and I'm just saying this loosely and generally, depending on usage, may it be electric or hot water, gas fired, typically somewhere between 8 to 10 years, right? Just depends. There's no way for me to, pinpoint it. I'll give you an example. I had a client reach out to me earlier today and said, hey, I did an inspection for them back in July 3rd to be more specific. And they were like, hey, our hot water heater's been working all this time and it stopped working. So we kind of went through some questioning. I was like, hey, when was the last time you ran it, had hot water? They said, no, it's been working great for the past 5 months. But that particular home was built in 2013. So likewise, that unit was around 8 years old. So I said, hey, let's try the igniter. I point them to where the directions were to how to light it. It didn't light. So fortunately for them, they have a home warranty. So their home warranty plan will be able to help address that. Fortunately for me, I had photos showing, hey, all of the temps that were taken at the time of inspection. So I personally take temperatures at every location where I should get hot water, and I document those and just kind of tuck them away in a file for future use, because you just never know when you're going to need them. It's not if you're going to need them, it's when you're going to need them. But in this particular case, I was able to tell them, hey, yeah, the unit was working fine, and they weren't contesting that, but I was able to show it to them and point them in the right direction to say, hey, when you contact your warranty company, you can share with them the report showing that it was working, or the hot water temps were working at the time of inspection, because some warranty companies may try to write it off as a pre-existing condition. But I didn't have any defects relating to the hot water heater in the original inspection report, so I resent it to them, but I also included the photos from where I got those hot water temps. So I was able to prove, say, hey, you're getting 115 here, 118 degrees here. But just as a rule of thumb, just know that anytime you're buying a pre-existing home, and if that hot water heater, it could be working just fine at the time of inspection, just know most of them typically have a lifespan anywhere from maybe 8 to 10, maybe 12 years based on usage, right? Some of them I've seen last way longer than that. But if you are doing some general maintenance to that unit, that'll definitely help it run or last longer. So for example, I'll turn the camera around here. The hot water heater units will typically have this valve at the bottom where you can attach your traditional garden hose and then open up this valve to allow the water that's currently in the unit to terminate or to come out. What that typically does is it's going to get any debris that's built up from, dirt, things that were in the water supply. It's going to let that run out of the unit. And that definitely helps to avoid some deterioration from the inside, because there's no way to see the inside of the tank. There is no inspection that says, oh, let me open up your hot water heater. That's not a part of a home inspection. Or quite frankly, even from a plumber's perspective, I'm not a licensed plumber. I know a bunch of plumbers, but I've never heard any of them say, oh yeah, we opened up the hot water tank to see what was going on the inside of it, right? So with that said, I just wanted to share that information, because it comes up often where, where folks have issues with appliances. They all have a lifespan. Nothing lasts forever. Unfortunately, I wish I had the crystal ball to tell you, exactly when, or tell a homeowner exactly when that appliance is going to die or give out. But I try to give them clues, if I see any rusting happening or defective parts. But I always definitely talk about the age of the unit, and I'll document that report saying, hey, this one may be near the end of its life cycle, because everything has a lifespan. So anywho, I thought I'd share that information with you guys today. If you have any other questions or concerns, if you ever need the best home inspector in the business, not the rest, but the best, give me a shout at 972-590-8719, or you can always book us on the web at www.ahidfw.com. All right, you guys stay safe, mask up, have a great day.